Welcome to Grumpy Old Geeks, a weekly talk show where we discuss the finer points of what went wrong on the internet and who's to blame. I'm Jason DeFilippo.
And I'm Brian Schulmeister. And as somebody that's no stranger to hearing about bad things happening to him on our show, Elon Musk is in the news yet again.
Again?
X is facing yet another investigation into Grok's reported creation of non-consensual sexual images on the platform. Ireland's Data Protection Commission, the DPC, has announced an inquiry into X regarding the harmful, intimate images and processing of EU and EEA individuals' personal data, including children. In an 11-day period, X theoretically generated about 3 million sexualized images, an estimated 23,000 of which were children. British nonprofit, the Center for Countering Digital Hate, the CCDH. I remember when hearing all these kind of acronyms and just letters meant I was listening to like Long Beach early rap. Like now it's this stuff.
The CCDH from the LBC.
You down with the DPC? Yeah, you know me. Has announced the results of its December 29th to January 9th review last month. It's looking into if X has properly assessed and mitigated Grok's risks on X, including the spread of illegal content such as the AI generation of non-consensually sexually explicit images, once again, which includes those of children. This disturbing point can't be emphasized enough, as much as Elon wishes it wasn't. X claimed mid-January that it was preventing Grok from editing photos of real people to give them revealing clothing, as many pervs on Reddit complained about ad nauseum. However, this does seem to be far from the truth. As we talked about just a couple weeks back, a male reporter found Grok would still put him in revealing clothing and even added visible genitalia. So no ladies, just men, but the Grok thing continues.
I hope he got a bump.
We could use one.
I appreciate it. So as we know, Meta's in the news right now because they're battling lawsuits on both fronts. It's all over the news that the Zuck is in town here in L.A.
Wearing his glasses into court, or at least part of his entourage, and the judge had to actually say, that's a no-no.
That is illegal. You can't do that. Sorry. Well, this comes out of the New Mexico trial. Meta's own internal testing found its chatbots failed to protect minors from sexual exploitation nearly 70% of the time, according to documents revealed in a New Mexico trial.
A swing and a miss.
An expert witness, NYU professor Damon McCoy, testified that Meta's bots violated company content policies about 2/3 of the time during red team exercises. Yeah. 2/3. That's not great numbers. And they're definitely not great numbers. 66.8% failure rate for child sexual exploitation scenarios, 63.6% for sex-related or violent crimes and hate, and 54.8% for suicide and self-harm content. That's not a rounding error. That is a systematic problem. New Mexico's Attorney General is suing Meta over design choices that allegedly put kids at risk. And Meta rolled out AI Studio to the public last year and only paused teen access to its AI characters last month.
I'm beginning to think that these sites might have a problem, Jason, and they're just not addressing it.
Do you think, Brian? Do you think?
I'm thinking.
Well, Ring had a problem and they addressed it. Amazon is backing away from plans to wire Ring doorbells directly into police workflows after a predictable privacy backlash. The company had planned a partnership with Flock Safety that would let police request Ring footage, effectively turning doorbells into a neighborhood surveillance mesh. Officially, Ring says the integration would have taken more time and resources than expected. Sure. Unofficially, this comes after public outrage over Ring's search party feature, which marketed with a lost dog Super Bowl ad, but raised obvious fears about facial recognition, immigration enforcement, and profiling, and everything else that we're always worried about Ring doing with the cameras everywhere.
Sure, we just created a panopticon, but you found Fluffy.
Thanks for finding Fido and Felipe and Octavio and all my other friends that have been deported. Appreciate it, Ring. Now, here's the funny part. Ring's search party feature was pitched as a feel-good way to find lost dogs, but a leaked internal email suggests this was just the beginning, Brian. Shocking.
Shocking.
In an email obtained by 404 Media, Ring founder and CEO Jamie Siminoff told employees the system was launched, quote, first for finding dogs, with the longer-term goal of using it to zero out crime in neighborhoods. Today it's Fido, tomorrow everything else. That's right.
Yep.
Yep. If you go back to last week's episode, you can find the link to
Disable that.
Disable that shit and turn it off.
Because, of course, it's on by default. Of course.
It's not now. They fixed that. I went and looked at mine, and it is off. It was off when I went in to check it. So, yeah. So, Dino better stay his fucking in the yard. That's all I got to say. He better not get out.
All right. Well, how about Reddit, Meta, and Google and what they did this last week? They voluntarily complied with some of the requests for identifying details of users critical of the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, aka ICE, sent as part of a recent wave of administrative subpoenas. The Department of Homeland Security had been distributing to big tech for the past few months, according to an anonymously sourced New York Times report. Now, for once, we can't actually be upset with the platforms this time, because they did get subpoenas.
Yes.
But what the fuck is the Department of Homeland Security doing distributing these and getting these? You can't say shit online anymore. You can't disagree with the policy anymore. You're not allowed to complain about ICE at all online. And if you do, they're going to find out who you are. What the actual fuck? What country do we live in? Well, do you live in?
Yeah. What's this wee shit, traitor? No, it's fucked up. It is absolutely fucked up. And you have to actually go to court to find out what the hell's going on. It is, we've got anti-slap laws for crap like this, So why we need anti-DHS laws and anti-ICE laws? I mean, we just need no ICE and reform DHS and all that other shit. But anyway, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. At least they're telling people. They're telling people that this is happening.
According to the Times, one or multiple of the relevant companies have stated that they notified users, but that means not all of them.
Right.
Want to bet Meta?
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at you, Zuck. Oh, and this just in, U.S. Supreme Court rules 6-3 that President Donald Trump's sweeping tariffs are illegal. Wow.
Good.
How about that?
How about that?
The Supreme Court actually did something. Holy shit. Oh.
Maybe the eggs won't cost $75 tomorrow.
In the news...
Brian, OpenClaw has been all the rage for the AI bros for the past couple weeks. And I tried it. I'm sure you didn't, but I did
not. But you know what? It was a reliable thing for me to base my life on. Basically, anybody that talked about OpenClaw on social media, block.
Yeah. Which is why I didn't talk about it. I set up a Mac Mini because I had an extra one lying around, and I spent about a half an hour with it, and I was reading the how-tos, and all of the how-tos are about like, don't do this because of security. Don't do this because of bad security. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Make sure you definitely don't do this. And I'm just like, this is a bad idea. Delete.
I followed a thread on, I think it was Blue Sky. Maybe it was Blue Sky. I can't remember where, but it was somebody, and I can't remember who it was, so I apologize for bad reporting here. But it was somebody with a blue mark, so they knew what they were doing. They were involved in the tech world. It was some kind of reporter, and he posted an open question saying, I am genuinely curious. I'm not crapping on anything. I want to be told. I want to learn what exactly can OpenClaw do in real terms for a regular person? What can it do for me? Please explain. And then all the bros came out and tried to, and then every single time he was like, okay, but I can check my own email. Okay,
exactly.
Okay, but I wouldn't give it my credit card. Okay, but I don't need it to do that. Okay, but that's a bizarre, entirely, that particular situation has never come up in my life and never will.
Never will, yeah.
And there was zero use case scenarios that actually make sense to anybody.
Some of them were like, OpenClaw will call you in the morning and tell you what your schedule is for the day and any bullet points or things like that. I'm like, well, I can look at my calendar.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I can set an alarm to wake up.
Yeah. And one of them's like, it can make a podcast for you of all of the things you have to do today and all of the news and everything like that. I'm like,
I don't want that.
I don't want that. That's what we're for. That is what we're for.
And we've had these sorts of things before. The ladies in the tube, when they first rolled out, they had those kind of features where like, get your morning report. And it would like distill you with a couple headlines and it would tell you what you had in the calendar. And then nobody used them because we can just do that ourselves. Yeah.
Exactly. And do it properly.
Yes.
We don't have
Without
to worry.
errors.
We don't have to worry that 80% of the things that we're going to be doing that day didn't actually exist in the calendar.
Yep,
Oh, man.
exactly. So I don't get it. I just don't get it. And it seems like a really bad idea.
Well, OpenClaw creator Peter Steinberger is joining OpenAI, saying that he wants to focus on building AI agents regular humans can actually use, like my mum level usable, not running yet another startup. So OpenClaw itself isn't being swallowed by OpenAI. It's moving into an independent foundation and staying open source, with OpenAI already sponsoring the project. Now, Steinberger says he shopped the idea around all the major AI labs and got access to unreleased research and concluded that teaming up with OpenAI was the fastest way to scale the vision without turning it into a VC treadmill. Now, here's the funny part. It's based on Claude. It was used to be called OpenClaw, but, Anthropic said, hold the phone, buddy. Hold the phone. And then it went through a couple iterations and ended up at OpenClaw. You know who didn't ask him to join the team? Anthropic. So...
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, that's fine. And it's all just a bunch of cobbled together scripts that, it is a giant fucking security hole. It is the reason that you don't do shit like this.
Yeah.
It is giving a child a nuclear weapon and a credit card. Nuclear weapons and credit cards. That's what babies get nowadays.
I've started playing Wordle with my kid every morning. I'm letting my kid play Wordle, not playing with him. Just, I bring it up on my phone. I hand him the phone. As soon as he's done playing Wordle, I take that goddamn phone away from him.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm
you
just
don't need to see Daddy's Dickies.
I'm just supposed to let a bunch of scripts have fucking free reign over my complete internet and my computer and my internet and my accounts and my credit card. No fucking way.
No, and I mean, it's supposed to be cool because you can set up a Telegram account or a Slack account or just message it with iMessage to tell it what to do, and then it'll spin off a bunch of bots that you have no idea how much money it's going to cost you at the end of the day. Because remember, this shit's not free. So what's the fucking point? Well, tech companies are slamming the brakes on OpenClaw. And even Meta says, no, we don't want this around anything that is important. So, yeah,
Let's put that
just
on
saying,
our internal servers.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I don't know if this one made it into the. I saw this morning. If I did, I'll take it out later. There's a report that came out that from an insider, all of the Amazon downtime that has happened recently. There's been a couple big major outages, all due to AI coding tools fucking up.
I wonder if that's what knocked out YouTube earlier this week too.
I don't know. Maybe because I just got a notification that Chrome yesterday has a bunch of new Gemini features that will do agentic browsing for you. The point of fucking web browsing is so I do it. I don't care.
Browsing. I want to browse. That's the point.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to do it.
I don't know if you noticed, the thing that they're always saying is that it can book a vacation for you. You can get the flights, get the hotels, all that. We used to have travel agents for that, and then we had Expedia, and then we can do it our fucking selves.
And I want to do it myself. That's the thing. Actually, I don't, but my wife loves to do that
your
crap.
Wife does it. Exactly. Oh, man. Speaking of fucked up chatbots, a new Department of Health and Humane Services, human services, there's nothing humane about the Department of Health and Human Services.
Hey, don't yuck on people's yum. Maybe they liked this advice.
The advice is pretty good. Their new food guidance site launched with an AI assistant promising real answers about food, and users promptly asked that which foods could be inserted into the rectum. And the bot confidently suggested bananas and cucumbers. Well,
it's not wrong
not
for once.
Wrong.
It's not wrong.
Pretty spot on. Oh, yeah. And this comes after RFK Jr.'s broader overhaul of U.S. dietary guidelines, pushing protein, red meat, saturated fats, while downplaying decades of, science.
Yeah. Just makes me think of that South Park episode where they started eating in reverse.
Oh, I didn't see that
They shoved food up their ass, and they had a fake Martha Stewart, and then they would puke it out. And it was just very, very funny.
Oh, God.
Anyways, let's talk about some real-world consequences of these AI companies and how they're kind of screwing us if you just kind of want to be a normal human being with computers. External hard disks, man. You want an external hard drive, Jason? Tough shit.
I like them, but...
Tough shit. Try to buy one because the current, you got to get one now because as soon as the current retail inventory runs out, that's it.
You're hosed.
That's
You're hosed.
it. During a recent Q2 earnings call, Western Digital CEO Irving Tan told shareholders, "We pretty much sold out of hard drives for all of 2026. We have firm purchase orders with our top 7 customers." And guess who they are? They're all the AI companies.
AI companies, yep.
Yeah. So according to Tan on that same call, 2 of their agreements with these big buyers go to 2027 and another all the way into 2028. They basically pivoted to just be a B2B and forget it. You can't get a hard drive from them. That's it. They're done. You cannot buy one if you wanted one.
You know, Brian, people used to make fun of me because of my chia farm that I had back during the pandemic. Remember that thing?
Yep.
I had a wall of hard drives. Who's the fool now?
Where's that wall of hard drives, Jason?
It's in the storage tub about 2 miles away. But it's funny, too.
Dude, you can start throwing them up on eBay, man.
It's killing me. I just gave Andy Preboy my old Synology that had 4 7.5 terabyte drives in it for all of his, because he needs to back up all of his music because he's a boomer and has everything on little thumb drives around his garage. And I'm like, dude, come on. So I gave it to him. You know, I could retire on that thing now.
Pretty much.
I'm going to go out. He's going to move and like, he's like, oh, don't talk to me anymore. I'm on my island after I sold your Synology. Thanks, bro.
Well, continuing on, Valve has posted a notice on the Steam Deck page with a warning that the handheld gaming console may be out of stock intermittently in certain regions due to memory and storage shortages. The company also reiterated that the more affordable Steam Deck LCD is no longer in production and will no longer be available once stocks run out. So again, RAM and storage shortages, which are plaguing tech manufacturers due to massive demand for those components from the AI companies. No more Steam Decks. If you if you want anything tech related, buy it now.
Yeah. Oh, or start a farm,
or just
you can do that
stop.
too.
Yeah, maybe you don't need a new Steam Deck. Maybe you don't need the Switch 2. Maybe you're fine with the one you already have, as I keep trying to tell my son.
Yeah, I'm telling you, old technology is great, man. Yeah, get him an old Game Boy. I've actually got an old Game Boy. I'll send it up to you. Oh, wait. I was going to say tariffs, but now tariffs are legal. They're illegal.
Illegal now, yes. We're
illegal,
good.
so yeah. Oh, my God. I found my carrying case with all my SD cards in it last night, and I may have a terabyte worth of SD cards in there at least. So maybe I can I'll be swapping. You know, just say, swap. It's like the SD cards are the new zip disk.
Pretty much, yeah. I love those zip disks. I think I still have one sitting around somewhere.
Oh, man. You know, iOmega was, the OEM for iOmega was Epson. All of those things were actually made by Epson.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah. I did the first website for Epson in 1995. And the first Epson America, and as a perk, we had zip disks everywhere because they would just send them to us. And we had the pre-release ones too. It was pretty cool. I wish I still had my SideQuest drive though. That would have been great. Well, let's go to a different bit of news here. Steve Bannon is being sued in federal court over an cryptocurrency scheme tied to a pro-MAGA token called Let's Go Brandon Coin, or FJB.
These guys are such assholes.
Such assholes. Yeah. A class action filed in Washington, D.C. claims Bannon and associate Boris Epstein, no relation.
Different spelling.
Yeah, secretly took control of the token in 2021 without paying for it, then promoted it to retail investors while posing as neutral commentators. After public promotion on Bannon's podcast, the token's price spiked more than 260% in a day. Each transaction carried an 8% fee, with 5% marked as charitable donations. Well,
vacation fund?
Yeah, seriously. Going to Epstein
Island.
The lawsuit alleges only about $15,000 ever reached charity, while roughly $2.7 million is unaccounted for. Look under Bannon's collars. He's got all those collars. He just stuffs money underneath them. Investors say a later wallet freeze, rebrand, and shutdown locked in insider control and wiped out the token's value. Now, that's to say that the token actually ever had value because it's a cryptocurrency token.
Yes.
Well, little follow-up on Roblox here now. Los Angeles County is getting in on the action, and they're suing Roblox, accusing the platform of unfair and deceptive practices that allegedly exposed kids to sexual content, grooming, online predators, blah, blah, blah. The complaint says Roblox markets itself as a safe space for children while failing to implement strong enough moderation and age verification, yada, yada,
Roblox
yada.
markets itself as a safe place for children, and Tesla markets itself as self-driving. Oh, both got struck down in California now.
Oh, yeah. Roblox says it strongly disputes the claims, yada, yada, yada. The county is seeking civil penalties and injunctions under California's consumer protection laws, marking the first state-level government lawsuit of its kind against the company, because it sounds like somebody needs to make their rent payment, because that's what this is. Yeah, they're looking for a payday. The LA County's looking for a payday. It's like, oh, what are you doing, guys? Tesla, speaking of, since you brought it up, Tesla keeps telling us robotaxis are safer than humans, but the numbers are coming out of Austin and telling us a very, very different story. According to the NHTSA, data flagged by Electric, Tesla disclosed 5 new robotaxi crashes in December and January alone, all involving Model Y vehicles operating autonomously in Austin. The incidents weren't exactly high-speed chaos, think like hitting fixed objects at low speeds, backing into things, and even getting hit by a bus while stopped, but they still count as crashes, as would any other, Waymos, same thing. But that brings Tesla's robotaxi total to 14 crashes since the service launched last summer. Now, based on Tesla's own earnings report, the fleet has logged roughly 800,000 paid miles. And if you do the math on that, that's one crash about every 57,000 miles. Now, for context, Tesla's own vehicle safety report says the average U.S. driver has a minor crash every 229,000 miles. So in other words, Tesla's robotaxis appear to be crashing at roughly 4 times the rate of humans.
Yeah. We talked about that months and months ago, that the numbers seem pretty skewy and pretty crazy and not that solid. So now that we're actually getting solid numbers, we're finding out, oh yeah, maybe these things aren't as safe, or at least Tesla's.
Yeah, and these are the ones they get caught for, because before they were under investigation by the NHTSA because they were turning off the autopilot the millisecond before the crash happened, so they could say that, well, technically FSD wasn't engaged at the time of the accident. Just at the time of the airbag deploy, but not by the time that it fully inflated, so we can't count that one.
Right.
So, yeah, way to fudge the numbers. Well, Tesla did just dodge a 30-day sales ban in California by finally dropping the word regulators have hated for years, which was autopilot. Yes.
You mean the word that tells you that the car could drive itself? Because that's exactly what the word means, and that's the way they're marketing it? That word?
That one.
That
word?
One? Okay.
Yeah. The California DMV has been threatening to suspend Tesla's sales and manufacturing licenses over what it called deceptive marketing. No shit. The issue wasn't the software itself, but the names, Autopilot and Full Self-Driving, which regulators said made drivers think the cars could do far more than they actually can because people who buy Teslas obviously don't read the fucking manual.
Look,
or listen to our show.
If I go to the bar and I walk around telling all the ladies I have an 8-foot cock, and I don't have an 8-foot cock,
that would be deceptive advertising.
I'm saying.
Those are my jokes, Brian. God damn it.
I am channeling my energy.
Territory.
I'm channeling my inner Jason today. I feel dirty.
Oh, God. Well, Tesla has already labeled Full Self-Driving as 8-foot cock supervised. So, Brian, if you say you have a supervised 8-foot cock.
I was talking about the fowl, obviously.
Oh, sure.
Like back at home, because chickens and eggs cost so much, I have an 8-foot cock.
There you go. Okay. Well, yes. They changed it to Full Self-Driving supervised, but kept using autopilot. Now it's autocock. That's it. I'm stuck on autocock.
The auto blow. Oh, the good old days.
Oh, the auto blow too. Yes. Oh, man. Dems was the days.
Oh, boy.
I remember trying to sell that thing at a, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that was the blowjob device that somebody had me test on the show.
Not on the show, thank God.
No, I didn't do it actually on the show, for the show. But I had it and I was going to sell it. I was living with a friend of the show, MXV, at the time, and we had a yard sale. It was like the whole neighborhood yard sale where everybody in the neighborhood was walking from house to house to house. And I put it out on the table. He's like, no, grabbed it. So you are not putting that, you're not selling that at the yard sale. Not like anybody would buy it. I would like to know the person that would buy a used blowjob device to begin with, and so we could move or at least label them as a predator. But anyway.
Say what you will about the product. At least, unlike Full Self-Driving or Autopilot, it did what it said.
It actually worked,
There was no deception.
No, I made it to my destination in one piece. How's that? Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Where were we?
Let's move on to New York. Get yourself together, Brian. Get yourself together.
Okay.
We're professionals, for fuck's sake. We're professionals. Well, New York just told robotaxis not so fast. Governor
Slow down.
Governor Kathy Hochul has pulled a proposal that would have updated state law to let autonomous taxis operate outside New York City. The problem is New York's vehicle code still requires a driver to keep one hand on the wheel at all times.
And
What they
one
do with
hand
that other
on the-
hand is up to them. Up to them. Hochul's plan would have loosened that rule, but legislative support wasn't there. Oh, it's a day. It's definitely a day, Brian.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Waymo can keep testing in New York City. Oh, God. Let's move on. Let's move on. Well, here's some serious news, Brian. Let's get serious here. We're into POLYMARKET news now. All right?
All right.
POLYMARKET yanked a prediction market titled Artemis 2 Explodes after it went viral and people understandably freaked out about betting on astronauts dying. The company said the contract was never about crew safety, only a hypothetical booster stage hardware failure. It's to me speak pretty one day. Hardware failure after separation, but the headline did all the damage. Now, POLYMARKET tried a quick rename to Artemis 2 Booster Rupture and then pulled the market entirely, refunding traders, citing confusion over the outcome.
Yeah, this is a great idea, this bet on anything. When POLYMARKET marketed itself by claiming it was legal sports betting, creating markets for things like military strikes and warfare, and allowed people to predict if the NASA Artemis 2 rocket would explode and kill everyone on board, that all seemed fine.
Okay.
At least to Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin. But betting on the price of cryptocurrencies in 5-minute intervals, that's a step too far.
Oh,
because that affects my bottom line.
Yeah.
He says they seem to be over-converging to an unhealthy product market fit, embracing short-term cryptocurrency price bets, sports betting, and other similar things that have dopamine value, but not any kind of long-term fulfillment or societal information value, he wrote. Let me tell you something, Vitalik. Nothing you are involved in or care about has any societal value. I'm just going to go out on a limb. My guess is that teams feel motivated to capitulate to these things because I use big words is what I'm getting from Vitalik. I threw this into ChatGPT because they bring in large revenue during a bear market when people are desperate, an understandable motive, but one that leads to corpo slop. Whatever the fuck that is.
Corpo slop is something that AI slop invented, I believe.
Let's pause real quick to linger on the fact that it is an understandable motive to want to extract money from desperate people.
Just like fucking crypto.
Let that wash over you and realize that that's their fucking business plan. It's the business plan.
Oh, greater fool theory in effect.
He acknowledged that prediction markets basically require losers to operate, and he's not opposed to people losing money. There's nothing fundamentally morally wrong with taking money from people with dumb opinions, but there still is something fundamentally cursed about relying on this too much. It gives the platform the incentive to seek out traders with dumb opinions and create a public brand and community that encourages dumb opinions to get more people to come in. Exactly what POLYMARKET and KALSHI do. That, again, is the business model.
Is the business model. I want to go check and see what the run rate is right now for us to attack Iran, because I'm pretty sure we'll be able to find out from the insider traders like when we're actually going to attack Iran. It's coming soon. We're going to do it. So let's just figure out there. Like, we got to check the pizza thing. Oh, we'll talk about the pizza thing later.
We'll talk about that one later. And Nevada is taking action against these prediction markets. The state's gambling regulators and attorney general sued KALSHI on Tuesday. They accused the company of bypassing Nevada law by operating a sports gambling market without proper licenses. In addition, they say they provide services to individuals under 21, which violates state law. Maybe they can get ROBLOX age check feature.
There you go.
There.
Yeah.
Because, those are all working so well. Yeah, of course, Vegas is coming in and saying, hang on a second, this is our gig. But unfortunately, this comes a day after the Trump administration claimed that only the federal government has the right to enforce the industry, which he just pulled out of a fucking hat somewhere, because where's that written in any law? Of course, the businesses are saying they're event contracts and they should be regulated as financial investments rather than gambling. quick note here, then regulate. Because you're not being regulated as financial markets either. You're not being regulated at all.
At all.
The Trump administration, of course, has conflicts of interest in this area. Not coincidentally, prediction markets are a growing part of the Trump family business. Donald Trump Jr. is a paid advisor to KALSHI. He's also an investor and an unpaid advisor to POLYMARKET. And in January, he announced on social media that he would launch his own prediction market platform. So yeah, there's all that.
Okay. Lovely. You know, I'm not even going to go there. Never fucking mind. Never mind. Let's move on.
You know what? All I have to say about any of that stuff is if the UK can arrest a prince, we can arrest a wannabe king.
There we go. There we go. Well, inside Jack Dorsey's block, the vibes are not immaculate, as they say. Who's her? I didn't even know. I see ads for it's not Stripe. What's the one that they use? What the fuck will you use? Stripe. Not Stripe. Stripe is the other one. What the fuck is Jack Dorsey's company called? Used to be called before he changed it to Block.
I can't remember.
Jesus. Next time I go get a coffee somewhere, I'll find it. After laying off hundreds of employees earlier this month with cuts that could hit up to 10% of staff workers say morale is the worst it's been in years. Management is calling the firings performance-based, not cost-cutting, which isn't exactly landing too well. Employees are now required to send weekly updates to Dorsey, who feeds them into generative AI for summaries because his beard was just too busy to read them all. Dorsey has doubled down, saying some staff were phoning it in and that everyone needs to lean hard into AI or risk falling behind competitors.
Jack, you know what phoning it in is? It's when you feed all the feedback that you've asked for into AI. That's fucking phoning it in.
That's phoning it in.
Get on the fucking ground with your goddamn employees. You're phoning it in, you fuck.
Yeah. No, because he fired all of his HR people probably and just replaced them with one bot. One bot to fire them all.
One bot to rule them all.
Yeah. And it's stuffed in his fucking beard somewhere. Oh, God. Remember the old NFT gold rush, Brian, back in the day?
Oh, back when the tech news was just funny.
Yeah. Well, I love this one. This is a palate cleanser here, Brian. Justin Bieber dropped $1.3 million on a Bored Ape back in the day. But, that was great.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah. Guess what it's worth now?
$5.
12 grand.
Okay.
12 grand.
12
grand if he can find somebody to buy it, which he's actually not doing because it would probably cost him more than 12 grand in his time to actually try and find somebody to buy the damn thing. So,
well, look, he saved a lot of time by performing at the Grammys without putting on pants.
That's right. He couldn't afford pants because he put them on his Bored Ape.
Media Candy.
Brian, I've been a fan of Bert Kreischer for many a year.
Mm-hmm.
Until recently, the last couple of years, his stand-up has kind of gone downhill. And I've just been like, he's phoning it in. Maybe he should work at Jack
Block.
Dorsey's company. At Block.
Square.
Well, Square. That's it. Thank you, Brian.
Square.
Thank you. Nice callback.
There you go.
Speaking of comedy, well, he has a 6-part actual show on Netflix called Free Bert.
Free Bird.
Yeah. I was trepidatious, to say the least, to watch it. And my roommate and I we had nothing else to watch. All the baking shows weren't recording for a couple more days. Tournament of Champions hasn't started yet. Every cooking show on the planet that we watch was out. So we watched Free Bert. After the first episode, we were in tears. We were laughing so hard. It is so fucking funny. The whole series, it's 6 parts, about 24 minutes an episode. Watch it. You will fucking love it. I'm telling you right now. It is great. Then Cat Williams has some new stand-up, which is pretty funny because he addresses all of the crap that went down in the interview that the interview that no one will ever forget if you are a Cat Williams fan. And oh my God, it's good. It's decent. I give it a solid B+ because his last couple stand-up specials were definitely C's. So it's nice to have Cat back.
All right. Just on shows that I've been keeping up with, Shrinking remains decent. That horrible first episode seems to have been an anomaly. The Pit is fantastic. Star Trek, Starfleet Academy, I thought came back with a pretty good episode this last one.
You liked last night?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It was me. Okay. It was okay.
Fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
Let's see. What did I do? I watched Shrek with the kid. He had never seen Shrek before, so we decided let's get into the Shrekiverse, as it were.
I'm making waffles.
I'm making waffles. And you know what? I remember our memory of that movie is better than the movie actually is.
Oh, too bad.
I guarantee you. There are some funny bits, but it is not as laugh out loud crazy funny as we remember it being.
Okay. Well, I mean, the waffles line is that and the cat. Those are the only two things that you got to remember. Antonio Banderas and Eddie Murphy made that movie, as far as I'm concerned. So
well, actually, Antonio Banderas isn't even in the first one. There is no Puss in Boots.
There's no Puss in Boots in the first one?
No.
Okay, yeah, my memory definitely is failing me. So
yeah, there is the really funny bit in the one that like killed us, all of us. The whole family was just rolling on the couch. Was John Lithgow and doing the "Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man?"
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Okay.
My kid is really into Mark Rober. Well, he didn't know who Mark Rober was, but a bunch of
I don't know who Mark Rober is.
He's an ex-NASA guy that started a YouTube channel that it's basically Mythbusters for YouTube. Like it's all science and let's blow shit up but it's quite well done. Most of my kids' friends are on YouTube. We do not let our kid do YouTube. So it was very, very great to discover that he basically has done a greatest hits series on Netflix. So he's got a bunch of different episodes. You do know Mark Rober because Mark Rober's the guy that did the Tesla video a long time ago where he drove it, he was testing it and with the LiDAR and everything. So that's him. So he does a lot of stuff like that. And he's got a whole little show on Netflix right now, so I don't have to go into YouTube with the kid. There's 2 seasons of 10 to 21 minute episodes. They're all great. They're a lot of fun. I have a lot of respect for this guy. He does a really good job. You know, it's showing my age because it's definitely not. It's not as sciencey as I want it to be. It's definitely YouTube geared. Let's blow shit up. Let's have funny jokes. Let's all that quick cuts, all that sort of stuff. But of all the things my kid could be watching, I'm very happy with him, and I think you'd enjoy it too, Jason. It's a lot of fun.
I've seen it it's come by the scroll, so maybe I'll check it out. Yeah. Because also this week, Beast Games had its penultimate episode on Amazon Prime Video, and it was great. Great cliffhanger. And tonight, it's actually as soon as possible, humanly possible, the Traders finale is happening. So I have to go see the Traders finale. These are important things for me, Brian. These are very important things. Traders this season has been incredible.
I see a lot of promo on the scroll for Traders because I'm going into, the Peacock app for the Olympics. We've been watching a lot of Olympics.
Yeah. No, there's lots of traders from all around the world on Peacock. So the only reason I've got it right now.
Yeah, Peacock is gone as soon as the Olympics are done.
Yeah. As soon as this season of the Traders is over, it's done. But March 5th, I believe, Traders Ireland starts up, so I'll be BitTorrenting that.
All right.
So I can't wait. Legacy of Monsters is coming back on Monarch. Legacy of Monsters is coming back on Apple TV on February 27th, so a week from today.
I enjoyed that show. I'm happy about this.
I enjoyed it too. I thought that it was a little long in the middle in some parts, but having the father and son play the same part, I thought was genius. So that was fun, and I thought it ended on a pretty good cliffhanger. So I don't
remember what it was, but yes.
Yeah. You'll. I'm sure they'll have an AI generated 20-minute recap.
Can't wait.
So, can't wait for that. I did see the movie. Good luck, have fun, don't die this week.
Oh yeah, the trailer looks amazing. I've been hearing a lot about it, and then you put it in the show notes. I watched the trailer. I love the trailer.
The movie is so fucking good.
Okay.
So good. Sam Rockwell is insanely good in this movie. I have not seen a movie this good since Everything Everywhere All at Once. That movie was also incredible and just out of left field, like crazy. Like, what the hell's going on? Same thing, but this is AI based. So AI, phone culture, the whole 9 yards. You as soon as you can, Brian.
It feels very 12 Monkeys. So
it's very, teeny tiny little bit, very teeny tiny bit 12 Monkeys.
All right.
But it's dude, it is so good. It is so fucking good.
I can't wait for it to come out on some sort of streaming because getting to a theater with a kid and seeing an adult movie is next to impossible.
There's this land of Sweden you can travel to where the movies fall from the trees magically.
And having watching the Olympics, so do the blondes, let me tell you.
I'm sure. Remember our friend Thomas Benjamin Wilde Esquire?
I do.
He did a fantastic song called I've No More Fucks to Give, which I linked in the show notes. He has a new song called Stop Using Generative AI, and it's very cute, very clever. That is also linked in the show notes, and I'm glad Thomas is back in the news with his new song. So I highly recommend checking those out.
Yes, it's a great song. I was playing it with my wife around, and she laughed and sent it along to everybody at Universal Music. So.
Oh, God.
Oh me, oh my, do we want the arts to die? Because there's naught that killed them quite as quick as generative AI.
Oh, God. Okay. Was it the team that just made all the deals with all the generative AIs?
It's that team.
Okay. Oh, bittersweet.
Ups and doodads.
So, Brian, since I am in active bankruptcy court filings right now, I have decided to cut everything that I can that is a subscription-based model because
so everything
I ain't gonna have a credit card in about 10 minutes. So I've been paying for Obsidian, which is the super ding-dong note taker, your second brain, as they call it. And it cost me $5 a month for the sync feature on it, to sync to all my devices. And it's okay. I find myself not using it very much because the Obsidian interface is fucking garbage. It's just one long list, and every time you click on a note, it just opens in a tab, and it's a pain in the ass to use. It's fine. It keeps everything in Markdown, which is kind of nice, but I just wanted to go back to Apple Notes because Apple Notes has been getting so much better. Every iteration, it gets so much better.
It's such a solid app. I use it so many times for so many different use case scenarios. Unlike OpenClaw, I actually use Notes for a lot of things.
It has a use. And now the note taking, like on my iPad, I just open a new note and I can just draw graphics. Super easy. I don't have to do, regions or zoom or anything like that. I just open it up, draw a thing and save it and it's done.
Yep.
And that was the game changer for me, that I can just take my iPad with my Apple Pencil and just make a note. I'm like, okay, we're done. We're done. But taking a folder full of folders of Markdown files from Obsidian and importing them into Apple Notes sucked. It did not work. It absolutely did not work. None of the formatting worked. It was just a nightmare. But so I found a little $14 piece of shareware called Obsidian to Notes. Best $14 I spent. Less than 3 months worth of sync, and it just imported everything, kept my folder structure, kept the formatting, and it took I had about 500, 600 notes that I needed to move over. And it did it in about 15 minutes because it does it just note by note by note, and it does a very good job. So I highly recommend it if you're thinking of ditching Obsidian. Okay. Speaking of other things I'm ditching, Cursor, the vibe coding,
yes. I remember
poster child.
This was a big deal, yes.
So if you go to jason.fyi, that entire thing was vibe coded in Cursor with Claude Code integration back when I paid for Claude Code, which I don't pay for anymore because, I'd refer to the last 5 minutes. So I canceled the $20 a month Cursor subscription. And here's the funny thing. I canceled that before the bankruptcy thing started because they came up with this new model that they're using for their basic free stuff. Or not free, the basic without having to put in a sideloaded one. I needed it to change. Because in the top of jason.fyi, there's the podcasts I'm working on. There used to be 6. Now there's 3. Since all my clients decided that they don't need podcasts anymore or went with somebody else, I just move this from current to past. It had so much trouble doing just that one simple task, and it was making shit up along the way. It's I see since you're moving it from current to past, that means that I'm just going to set where it said present, I'm going to set it to the current date, the year of 2025. So, fuck you, Cursor. You're gone.
Bye.
So I just installed Visual Studio Code, which is free, and I can just write code when I need to write code.
Right.
Because I'm just telling you, right, the fucking vibe coding thing, it is getting... Everybody says it's getting better and better and better. It gets you 94% of the way there. It's at 6%. That last 6% is pretty fucking crucial because I don't know if you know this, Brian.
That's the bit that makes it work.
With software, you kind of need to be 100% before it will compile, run, do all the shit that software is supposed to do. 96% is not 100, I guess.
It's just not going to do it.
Yep, not going to do it.
Well, according to Bloomberg, sources within Apple say the company is indeed working on an AI pendant that you can pin to your shirt or wear as a necklace, conveniently forgetting about the fact that they don't have decent AI at all yet.
Well, it's coming. They got Gemini now.
That's
They're building
true.
with Gemini.
So it sounds a lot like the pin formerly made by Humane, of course. It reportedly has a camera for computer vision, a microphone so it can be operated by Siri, and potentially a speaker so that you could have a back and forth rapport with Siri as well, although that may not be happening. There's one thing that's different, of course, and that's the fact that it won't have the guts inside of itself. It will rely heavily on an iPhone for processing, which includes a chip that is closer in computing power to AirPods than an Apple Watch. So that's the route that they're going to take, which makes a lot of sense. And if you need or want one of those things, again, nobody can really give me a good use case for it, but whatever.
Yeah, Brian, I want to point something out to you.
Yeah.
See this?
Yeah.
See this right here?
Does all the same stuff.
Same shit.
Yeah.
My Apple Watch does exactly the same shit. It talks to my iPhone when I need it to. I can talk to Siri on my watch. I can have it do all the same shit. Why would I buy something with cameras? It's basically, look, man, I've got a birth control personality already. I don't need to hang something around my neck that says, "Hey, chicks, don't fucking talk to me anymore." Okay? So yeah,
It's fair.
no.
Have you tried telling him you have an 8-foot cock?
No, but that's next on my list. It's
Okay.
supervised. Would you? I need a supervisor for my 8-foot cock. Would you like the job?
They're also apparently working on smart glasses, of course. These will have 2 cameras, one for computer vision and another for pictures and videos. They'll reportedly have speakers and microphones, allowing wearers to make calls, play music, and snap pics and videos by using Siri. Both the smart glasses and the AI pin are tenuous, to be clear. Obviously, I think the pin is dumb. If you got the glasses, you don't need the pin. And I don't think anybody wants a pin anyways. We have seen that does not work. So we'll see. I personally don't know why Apple's going down either road. I don't think that they need to do either. And if they're going to do glasses, they've got to Apple it. It's got to knock it out of the park. It's got to be something irresistible that won't make Jason even less chance of getting laid.
Exactly. I don't need any more roadblocks, please.
Yes.
Please, no more roadblocks.
He needs a paver.
Yeah, I do. But if I would love a pair of glasses with a decent display in them. That's all I care about. I want to be able to, see things if I ask something. It's like, show me some displays.
Yeah.
But I don't need another camera. And they're talking about cameras in AirPods now. No, I don't want those.
Don't want that. Yeah.
No, I want less technology. I want less intrusive technology in my life, please.
Yes. I want things that have use cases that I'm actually going to use and need. That's all.
Yep.
Yeah.
And some people have been asking, this has been making the news, Apple Podcasts in the next version of iOS 26.4 is going to have more video. So we could have this video on Apple Podcasts. Well, here's 2 problems here. A, almost none of our audience listens on Apple Podcasts or watches on Apple Podcasts. Very small subset of our audience. Most people listen to the show on Overcast. And if you watch it, we've got it on YouTube now. And, I saw this, somebody posted this to our Discord channel. I think it was, my $160 investment in 4 months in time has almost garnered me the first vegetable from my garden that cost 25 cents. That's how I feel about us doing video and YouTube right now.
It seems to be the case. Yes.
I bust my ass to make this video up for YouTube, and it is not really doing anything for us except making me grow old faster. So when it comes to Apple Podcasts and video, it gets worse. It gets much worse because you have to host the video yourself with Apple Podcasts. And they only have 4 different podcast providers or hosting providers out of the gate. One of them's Art19, which is where we host our audio podcast. Now, the ad market has dried up so much, we used to get paid to host our podcast on Art19. This last month, we had to pay Art19 to host our podcast, just for the audio version, which is the lowest bandwidth that I can actually put out there to at least make the show sound somewhat decent. If you want the higher def version, go to Patreon, $3 a month, patreon.com/GOG. Now, the video version, we'd have to pay for the bandwidth by ourselves for that. And anybody that has an Apple Podcast video show is going to have to pay for that themselves, which means big corporations, big shows, those guys are going to be the ones that do the video, which means they're going to have another leg up on the independent podcaster. Great. Just more fun for us. So fuck you, Apple. Sorry.
I agree.
Oh, wait, the next story is mine. I don't get to huff and puff anymore. Here we go. And there's a new bit of internet shorthand making the rounds, which is AIDR, short for AI didn't read. That's perfect.
Okay.
You know?
Yep. Makes sense.
Yep, I do enough TLDRing. I don't need AIDR is just fine for me. There's also another new term that's making the rounds. This is for the low-grade panic that a lot of workers are feeling about AI eating their jobs, even though actual job losses mostly haven't happened yet and are bullshit press releases, which we've covered on the show for a couple months now. Well, researchers are calling it AI replacement dysfunction, or ERD. ERD, which is the noise you make when you get the pink slip. They hand you the pink slip and you go, ERD! So, yeah.
What
so
was
we got
the sound
two
the guy made on 6 Feet Under when he died? Oh, NARM. NARM.
Oh, God. Do you remember Hot Fuzz? The guy from Hot Fuzz? Yarp?
Yarp.
ERD, NARM, yarp!
At the library.
I finished a book, Jason. It's called Cleave the Sparrow by Jonathan Katz. It is Jonathan Katz's first book. This is the strangest, weirdest, most bizarre book I think I've ever read in my life. I don't know how I found it. I don't know how it ended up in my Kindle. I don't remember any of it. It is part dystopia, part magical realism, part real-time, thinly veiled Elon Musk, Donald Trump, part fucking weird, man. It is weird. And I've got to say, if you rate your books by still thinking about it days after finishing it, have not been able to pick up another book because I just stop and start thinking about whatever the fuck it was that I just read, this is one of those books. And I don't know if I liked it or not. Couldn't tell you that, but I'm still thinking about it.
It got into your Kindle queue because I read it and reviewed it on the show, and I had the same exact reaction to that book.
That's how I got in my Kindle queue then. I don't remember you even talking about it. Man, it's weird.
It leaves an impression.
Yep.
It absolutely leaves an impression. And I emailed Jonathan after I read the book, and I'm like, this is the craziest fucking book I've ever read. And he's like, why, thank you. Here are a couple other books that you might want to read that I used that I based my book on. And I'm like, okay. And I started reading those. I'm like, not as good as your book. So...
Yeah, I think if you're listening, you should read this.
I fucking loved it. It is a head twister. It is a completely weird and awesome book. I really loved it. So
okay, mystery. At least the mystery solved of where I found it from and how I got in there. Okay.
Yeah, it was a random Kindle Unlimited recommendation for me. That's how I got it. So now, speaking of books that I didn't love, the Regicide Report, Laundry Files Book 14 by Charlie Strauss. Could have done without it.
Okay.
Could have done without it. I actually could have done without the Laundry Files after Bob left.
Well, I have.
Yeah.
That's where I took my exit. I read the first post-Bob book, did not care for it, did not follow up after that. Now, I do have to ask, is there a Bob wrap-up in this?
Yes, there is.
Is it worth reading the last chapter?
No.
Okay.
It was supremely dissatisfying. It was a supremely dissatisfying ending. It's an understandable ending, but it was supremely dissatisfying, I think.
Okay.
So I was bummed. I was really bummed. And it was one of those things where, like his latest books, the last run of this whole new regime books, it is chaos, 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 story, and then 3 minutes of just unbridled wrap up.
Right.
And it's just like, man, that was quick. It's like they've been like that recently, and I just don't like the style. I mean, it's kind of become his trademark style, just the way that, it's just this slow burn of all of this buildup and then done. It's
right.
like, it kind of sucked. Sucked.
Well, I'll be skipping it then.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no reason for you to go back and try and get caught up with that. Because they're hints to everything that happened to all of the other stuff that you won't understand if you haven't read the other books, which makes it pointless. So if you haven't been keeping up, don't worry about it. I did get a new book to cleanse the palate. Normally Weird and Weirdly Normal, My Adventures in Neurodiversity by Robin Ince. Now, Robin Ince is the co-host of The Infinite Monkey Cage with co-host physicist Brian Cox. And I love Brian Cox. Yeah, Brian 8-Foot Cox.
Yeah.
And the best video that Brian Cox did was he did the feather in the bowling ball experiment in a giant vacuum chamber. If you've never seen that, go check it out. It's pretty awesome. But this is his co-host, and I think this was a an Audible recommendation because I listened to it. And since he's an entertainer, he's been in entertainment for 30 years, it's a fantastic listen because he knows how to speak, unlike most people who read their own audiobooks on Audible.
Right.
By the way, 1.5x on Audible gets you past any horrible reader. So there's the pro tip on that. This is a fantastic book if you're neurodivergent in any way, shape, or form, because it will explain to you a lot of things that you probably forgot about or didn't know you had, or why you had them. Yeah, if you're just weird, it's a great book. It's definitely a great book. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I might actually read it twice. Although, now I might go back and read Cleve the Sparrow again, because now you got me kind of hyped up about that one again. That was such a good book.
It's something. It's something.
The Dark Side. Ha! With Dave.
Welcome back to The Dark Side with Dave, with podcast superhost Dave Bittner. How's the weather out there? Is it freezing? It's freezing here. It's cold.
What? Okay, it's all relative. I'm sure. What is it? A frigid 50 degrees where you are today?
In my room, it's 55. So outside, it's probably 60. But actually, no, this morning it was 41 degrees when I walked the dog. But what pisses me off...
I long for those temperatures.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Poor
what
baby.
pisses me off, though, is that it's so cold in here that I have to wear a hoodie so nobody can see my awesome Hackers shirt. Because this is an awesome Hackers shirt, but I have to cover it up because I'm freezing.
Yes,
yeah, it's the Apple glasses you have to worry about, Jason. That's stopping you from getting laid. It's definitely
fuck you, Brian.
It's definitely
Fuck
the
you.
glasses or the potential pin. That is the problem.
Shut up, Mr. 8-foot cock.
Well,
you come in
feel
late.
You really have to
you
listen
came
to
in
the
late
whole
to the
show,
show,
Dave.
Dave.
So I've walked in on the middle of something that perhaps I really don't want to know more about. It's 48 degrees here today, and it is dreary and rainy. But we'll take it because it's washing away all of the dirty, yucky,
Snow.
nasty piles of snow.
Same here.
So,
we have the exact same weather, Dave.
Yeah. No, that's what we're in for.
So it was raining all week, so I finally got to watch The Muppet Show. And I have to say, you guys were right. It was awesome.
Thank goodness. Yeah, it really was. And
Dave would have to quit the show if I hated the new Muppet show. He'd be like, I'm out.
We'll quit the segment anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm wondering what's taking them so long to announce more. Everything I've seen has been positive on the numbers, and there's certainly rumors that they're going to make more, but no announcement yet. So who knows? But here's hoping.
Yeah, I had just the right amount of Seth Rogen. You know, the Maya Rudolph bit was actually kind of funny, so that was good.
Yeah,
and Sabrina Carpenter was fantastic. So,
She was perfect for it. Yeah,
Yep.
I agree. So absolutely fantastic. It might be a bit because we do have the new CEO at Disney, so I'm sure that these decisions need to be made, and he probably doesn't even have his new business cards yet. So you got to wait, for these things. One thing that the Muppet Show did was it has fired a love of the Muppets into my child's heart, which I'm very pleased about. He never really got into them before. Since then, we watched one of the latest movies, Muppets Most Wanted, which was pretty good. And he's been starting to stream Muppets Now, which I think we all agreed when it came out was fine, not great,
right,
fine.
Right.
But he's really enjoying it. He's laughing hysterically on the couch. So I'm proud to say that my kid is a Muppet fan now. So that's great.
all right.
That's wonderful. That it is no doubt a source of my subversive sense of humor came from the Muppets and Sesame Street. So it's wonderful to hear it's coming to the next generation.
Yeah. And we finally got a real official trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu, not the Budweiser ripoff that we got during the Super Bowl, which, looks good. We'll see. Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, I'm pleased. It looks appropriately cinematic. Doesn't just look like a TV show. So that's great. Although the line between those two things is getting skinnier and skinnier, but I'll be there opening weekend with my son, my wife, and we'll see it on the biggest theater we can and hope for the best.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Sadly, I'll have to go to the theater too to see that because I'm definitely in. It looks great. I can't wait. I cannot wait. It hit all the right notes for me. Enough action and tongue in cheek, and I can't wait. Absolutely.
One thing I noted, I thought it was interesting that the trailer plays off of some of the original Star Wars soundtrack motifs, which the Mandalorian TV show conspicuously did not do.
Different
so-
licensing agreements, maybe?
Wow.
But could be,
It's a big screen.
I don't know.
It's a big movie. You got to hit those notes. You got to hit that nostalgia. You got to
Yeah.
hammer home this is Star Wars.
I hope Amy Sedaris is back in it.
I
as
do love her.
Oh,
in it.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope she's back. Yeah.
That's a good chance to go back and watch all the old episodes to get caught up.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's one, I think that's one you could actually watch again, and it's been long enough where you won't even remember that much.
True.
Yeah.
True.
We old. Speaking of old, Toy Story 5 trailer dropped. Did you guys get a chance to check it out?
Yes.
I've seen
Talk
it about 900 times, thanks to my kid.
Talk
Yeah.
about hitting all the buttons. Yeah. Again, I'll be there opening weekend
Yes.
just so that I can feel something. Right?
Yeah.
I'm along for this ride. I saw someone joke earlier this week that because one of the gags in the trailer is that Woody is so old he has a bald spot.
Yep.
And they said, if you saw the original Toy Story in the theaters, chances are you too have a bald spot. And this is personal for me because
Yeah, me too.
it's true.
Yeah.
So hit a little hard, but I will be there and I will let go and hopefully have all the feels and just have a couple hours away from the rest of the world. So they got me.
I know it's not a particularly controversial opinion. A lot of people have kind of said the same thing. I always felt that Toy Story could have ended at the end of Toy Story 3, that was a perfect ending to the series, that especially now as a parent, I cannot watch it without the room getting misty and my
Yes.
kind of going like this. But since we've continued on for the ride, I am since we did not stop there, I'm happy. I'm thrilled with the storyline. I'm really interested to see what they do with the digital toys versus the traditional toys. And yeah, I'll be there opening day as well. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of the bald spot thing, it's so funny. There's I have to go to my recovery meeting on Wednesday mornings. And I used to stop at this drugstore, or not drugstore, the gas station right next to the room. And I had to stop going there because the security camera setup is, you see your monitor, there's monitors right in front of you, but the camera is right over the back of your head. So you are confronted with your decrepit body aging shit just to buy a pack of mints. And I'm like, I did not sign up for this, sir. So
if he was a smart marketer, he'd have a whole thing of Rogaine right there.
Right, exactly.
Right,
seriously.
Right. I don't come in this.
Hims
I
ad
don't
or
come here.
something.
I don't come here to be humiliated. Oh, where do you usually go? Yeah. I'm with you.
Those Muppets humor coming out there.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I have managed to create a haircut and style that looks the way I want it to look from straight on, and so I don't need to see it from behind. I'm okay being blissfully ignorant about that and pretending like it is different than it actually is.
Yeah, us and Kevin Smith, he does the same thing. He looks like he has normal hair, but he turns a little bit off camera. Oh my God, there ain't nothing left. Ain't nothing up there.
Yeah.
Baseball hats in my future. Yes.
Not ashamed to say it. Vanity is a real thing, and so also denial of the aging process, and I'm experiencing all of those. So
never underestimate the power of denial.
That's right.
Lema wrote in, you all mentioned that there used to be a theory about increased pizza deliveries being an indicator of global happenings. They've revived that for today's world, and we'll be happy to hear that it is now integrated with POLYMARKET.
Oh,
We were
great.
discussing earlier.
Terrific.
But we do have the Pentagon Pizza Index at pizzaint.watch. They may be a little off now scanning the DC area pizza places because the Venezuela stuff happened at Mar-a-Lago, so the pizzometer didn't really budge. Some decent feeds though. So yeah, it exists. There's a site for it, and you can track it, which is
Of
great.
course.
And bet on it, of course.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're not betting. They're financial transactions.
Oh, is that right? That's how POLYMARKET gets around it all?
That's their bullshit line. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, we were talking about how soon till we bomb Iran.
Mhm.
And right now, 3 of the pizza joints have spiked right now. We have major spikes going on from Extreme Pizza, We the Pizza, great fucking name, and Papa John's.
To Lema's point, who wrote in, what we might actually need is a McDonald's tracker near Mar-a-Lago. And I think that might be more.
Right, and
Hmm.
diaper delivery service.
Yeah. Zing.
I don't know if either of you guys have 3D printers. I'm assuming probably plenty of our listeners do, so I'm just going to throw that out there. It is all the rage at my kid's school right now. His cousin has one of his best friends has one. So if anybody has a recommendation for an entry-level 3D printer for a kid that won't necessarily break my bank or make me go nuts, I mean, I'm cautiously kind of interested in playing around with one myself. The model that both of my kids' friends have is the Bamboo Lab A1, which has the link in the show notes. I know nothing about this stuff, so I'm going to have to start researching a little bit. But anybody, let me know.
I have been so intentional about not buying a 3D printer and not going down that rabbit hole because I don't need to, and I have enough other things. I have the ham radio thing. I have, I've spun back up my solar panel project. So I've been really deliberate about just not learning about 3D printers and not following them. For a while here in the office, one of the other startups here had 3 industrial 3D printers that were the size of refrigerators.
Ooh, fun.
They were just spitting stuff out of, and that was, the temptation for me was to come in at off hours and print up
The
my
Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I never did. So, good luck. I'm curious to know what you find out, but there's been no call for it from my son, who's older. He's 19.
Mhm.
So it's a curiosity. I think it's interesting how many when I go to things like craft shows, how many booths there are now with people who have just been 3D printing things.
Yeah.
And some of them are really cool, and it's the normal stuff you'd expect, like little dragons and octopus and things like that, but also Millennium Falcons and all that stuff. And I feel as though 3D printing is kind of followed a similar path that inkjet printing did. Remember, the first inkjet printers were just about good enough. I mean, they were only black and white, and they weren't really that great, and they were slow. And then they got faster, and then they could do color, and all that happened. And I feel like 3D printers have followed a similar sort of thing, where now they have colors, and they're way more precise than they used to, and they screw up a lot less than they used to. And so,
Kind of like AI. Screws up a lot less now. It's funny here. There's a quick juxtaposition here as I'm looking at these show notes. I used to work with a guy named Chris Perillo, and every now and again I check in on him, and I saw a feed from him where he was at his day job, which was sitting there monitoring a bunch of industrial 3D printers, like to make a living. So now I see that there's another link from going from 3D printing to Dave. You put in a link to Perillo.com. This is very strange. I'm having weird deja vus here.
Huh. Okay. Well, this is a Star Wars centric RSS feed that I thought, at least one of us might enjoy. So someone has collected all things Star Wars in an RSS feed and themed it appropriately. So if that is your thing, you might enjoy this. It has a spacey sort of background.
Very nice.
And then speaking of RSS feeds, this caught my eye. It's a RSS reader called Current. And they've come up with a different way of prioritizing news that I think is intriguing. And I'll read this. It says, each article has a velocity, a measure of how quickly it ages. Breaking news burns bright for 3 hours. A daily article stays relevant for 18. An essay lingers for 3 days. An evergreen tutorial might sit in your river for a week. As items age, they dim. Eventually, they're gone, carried downstream. You don't mark them as read. You don't file them. They simply pass the way water passes under a bridge.
As
I
sand
find that-
through the hourglass, so
Yeah,
goes the days of our lives.
I find that's oddly compelling.
Thank God they didn't mention AI as part of their pitch. So
Well, right. I'm sure under the hood, maybe something like that is going on, but there's something peaceful about this notion of news automatically aging out and moving along, not gumming up the works, that there's a reader that just automatically disposes things based on time and importance and that sort of thing. So I thought it was interesting. So check it out.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. I like it for normal news readers. It would absolutely not be good for what we do here at the show. I could not run my news gathering on something that timed out. I need to see when things happened and what the groupings are between all of the different sources that I follow to make sure that it is actually relevant, and then we can put it in the show notes and actually talk about it on the show. So,
Yeah.
and
Agreed.
God, if I see any more news, I can't take any more news.
I'll revisit this once we've revisited democracy.
I was just talking to a friend this morning who was saying, I think something we've heard a lot of folks say lately, which is, I'm trying to stay away from the news, or I'm trying to limit my access to the news.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason, to your point, I don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of what you're saying as well. Like I have to keep up with it, and so
it's
I have
horrible.
to find ways to deal with that, to have other ways to recharge my soul.
If you figure that out, let me know.
I will, because the news is relentless. I put a link in here to a YouTube video that someone forwarded along to me that said this is horror in under 2 minutes.
I hate you for putting this in there, Dave. I really do. I fucking hate it.
That was my reaction as well. I don't like horror as a genre generally. As I think I've said here multiple times, I have a hair trigger startle reflex. So, yeah, I was going through, but the first thing I was afraid of with this 2-minute video was, where's the jump scare? Where's the jump scare? It's more of a psychological horror kind of thing.
It's horrible.
And it's really disturbing.
Oh, I can't wait to see it now. It sounds great.
It's really disturbing.
It ruined a good hour plus for me.
He says 2 minutes.
Well,
it lingers.
It's one of those. It lingers.
Oh, okay.
Believe me. Yeah, it lingers. It's remarkably successful, right?
Yes.
The people who made this made a horror story in under 2 minutes that sticks with you and leaves you thinking about it. So hats off to them, but it's just not my favorite genre.
It's as effective as what was the 6-word horror story? For sale, baby shoes never used.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, and then finally, to kind of kick things up a notch, I came across this YouTube account of this gentleman who I believe is German, which totally tracks, and he does impeccable covers of 80s synth music. Impeccable covers. Like, they sound like the originals.
Mm-hmm.
One of my coworkers sent this over because we used the theme from Knight Rider in a recent Cyberwire episode, because there was a story about automated cars and things. So
copyright theft.
Well, and we'll get a copyright strike. But we came across this guy's cover of the Knight Rider theme, which again, impeccable. But the one that really made me smile was he does a cover of the Top Gun opening theme, the title sequence from the movie, when they're prepping the jets to take off, the Harold Faltermeyer. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But in the movie,
how do I remember that?
Yeah. The version in the movie is much better than the version on the album, on the soundtrack album. Because the version on the soundtrack album pretty much immediately goes into the guitar solo, and it's called the Top Gun Anthem, I believe. But the version on the movie just stays with the kind of subtle synths while they're doing stuff on the deck of the aircraft carrier. And that's what this cover is. It's that more subtle, dreamy kind of music. And it's the thing that I wish was on the soundtrack. I don't know about you guys, but I often find myself frustrated when the soundtrack differs from the film in a significant way.
Absolutely.
And this is one of those occasions of that, where what I really wanted on the soundtrack was the version that this guy makes in this cover, which to me is way better than what's actually on the soundtrack album. So check it out. Enjoy.
I will.
Let me know what you think.
You know,
Will
Dave,
do.
this is not, this is at least the third, maybe the fourth YouTube channel that you posted that involves synths and older synths and things of that nature. And I have to say, like, you've got your ham radio and you've got your stuff. And my child is still young enough that I do not have the luxury of having weird hobbies and things to do of that. I just don't have that sort of time yet. My hobby is now going to be learning about 3D printers because my kid wants it to be his hobby. That's the stage I'm at right now. But I can see once my child has gotten a bit older and I have that sort of time and money to do my own hobby again, I'm 100% going to be like collecting weird old synths. That is absolutely what I'm going to do, because every time I see these channels, it's not the music. I'm like, oh my God, what's he using? Oh, look at that. Oh, I want one of those.
Yes. Again, that is another one I've been avoiding. Same with 3D printers, because I could totally go down that path.
Yeah.
In fact, I was trading some messages with our audio editors, and we were talking about. Do you guys remember the Porta Studio?
Oh yeah, I had one.
Okay. All right. Well, my comment to our editors was, and when I was in high school, a buddy of mine had a Porta Studio, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Right? I couldn't afford one, but just the whole idea that you had 4 whole channels to mix with on a cassette tape, and you could make the tape run faster so it sounded better, and
you could mix those 4 channels down to 1.
Yes.
And then you got 3 more.
Unlimited power. And these days, unlimited tracks on your phone. So it's just different. But one of the guys was telling me that evidently the preamps on the Porta Studio, easy for me to say, are highly coveted by people who are into analog stuff. They have their own sound, and people, and so they become collectible and therefore expensive.
Yes, these are the rabbit holes I intend to go down in my old age.
No shame there. But the other part of that story is that when for me anyway, when I was, high school, college age, and the DX7 first came out, I think a lot of us thought, well, if I can save up enough money for a DX7, I'll be on Hammer, right? But what we didn't factor in is that you needed a multi-track recorder. You needed external reverb. You needed
and talent.
Compressor. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. The talent was assumed. But just all the support stuff that you would have needed, which again is baked into all the tools now. They're just part of it. So what a great time to be a creative kid who wants to make music.
Yeah, although I do find it overwhelming. That's the other side of it. When you have unlimited options, you sit there. Like,
constraints are good. Constraints are good.
Constraints are good, and then that's to my mind, that's why music was so much better back then. But that's also just being old.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. All right. Well, I feel the need for speed, so I'm going to run along. And,
all right. Watch out on that highway to the danger zone.
There you go. We'll see you next time.
See ya. Closing shout outs. Over at Patreon, we've got no new subscribers. Boo. But Alistair's are up their pledge, so thank you very much. And we'd also like to say thank you to Dan, Brody, Mark, Taylor, Mike, Steve, Chris, Conejo, His Enormity, the Marquis of Chipping Sodbury, and Jacks of Diamonds. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. Over at PayPal, we have donations from Arcadio, Andrew, Linda, Brett, Sloan, Tom, Nathaniel, and Mike, who said, I just sent you guys $100 through PayPal. I've been meaning to send you something for a long time, though I'm a huge procrastinator. I really enjoyed your information about Star Wars in the last episode, so this time I did forget to finally send you something. Love the show. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, everybody. And over at the tip jar, we've got Theodore, Sean, and Alden with the $20. So thank you all so much. And if you'd like to get in on the fun of keeping this show on the air, which I know you do, just head over to gog.show/donate for all of the different ways to donate, or you can go to patreon.com/GOG, get the show a little bit early, ad-free, and in high definition. We've actually got YouTube memberships now. If you want to help us out there, you get nothing extra. You just help us out a lot, like, keeping the show going. So we appreciate it very much, and we love you for it.
Thank you. We have a new 5-star review, weekly updates of topics us geeks like. Entertaining content with the right level of snark from experienced geeks. They know how to deliver it because they lived it, or at least RTFM. Yes, those two are a rarity of these current times and actually are patrons of printed word media.
Yes, we are. So thank you very much, unnamed reviewer. So we lost a few people this week. We lost the Reverend Jesse Jackson. Now, I put the link in here. If you've never seen Jesse Jackson reading Green Eggs and Ham, you have to. You absolutely must. It is a palate cleanser for these horrible times we live in.
You do not like green eggs and ham? I do not like them. Sam, I am. I could not, would not on a boat. I will not with a goat.
It's wonderful.
It is
really
absolutely wonderful.
Yes.
Yes. And we lost Robert Duvall, who I was never a huge fan of because when I was young, I was made to watch The Great Santini. And that is a really shitty movie for a kid to watch. So it kind of soured me on him. I respect the talent, but yeah, he had a good run. He had a very good run.
95. That's a
very good run.
We should all be so lucky.
Indeed.
Until next time, I'm Brian Schulmeister.
And I'm Jason Filippo. Thanks for listening to Grumpy Old Geeks. Get all the links and goodies from today's episode at gog.show/734. Want to keep the grumpiness alive? Toss a few bucks our way at gog.show/donate. Every penny helps keep the show on the air. Love the show? Share it. There's a share button in your podcast player. Use it to spread the grumpiness to friends, foes, and everyone in between, and we'll love you for it. Or swing by gog.show to join our Discord and chat with us and other show fans. Got thoughts, feedbacks, cool links? Hit us up at gog.show/contact. And hey, don't forget to leave a 5-star review at gog.show/review, and we'll read it on the air. And guess what? We've got GOG merch. Snag your grumpy gear now at shop.gog.show. Stay grumpy.